Welcome to Way of Life Hoops video, and today we will be talking about NBA standings, and this is just before the NBA 2024 playoffs. So this is the table currently at the moment with the standings. We have the Celtics in the first place, then we have the Bucks and etc. So now I will be talking my view and experience on how the playoffs will go and the potential matchups and everything. So feel free to subscribe and like the video. So let's get into a deeper dive how the Celtics will perform. So the battle for the play-in spots will be between the 76ers, Bulls, Hawks and the Nets. And let's say the Heat, but I think that they will actually improve in the spots and probably get to the 6th place or even maybe the 5, depending on the matchups. I really didn't watch the remaining schedule of the Heat and Pacers and Knicks, and I think the spots will kind of reschedule itself. Like the Magic will go to the 5th, Knicks will go to the 4th, and Heat will go to the 6th. And let's say about eventual Celtics matchup. So 76ers, they was pretty awesome this season when the Joel Embiid was healthy, but unfortunately, like every season, they have to plan his rest days, and Celtics need to improve their bench scoring and their depth. Actually, that was quite good this season, but as you know, the reigning MVP was playing great, and I think that he would even win MVP this season, but it didn't go out as planned, and so probably the 76ers will get, I think they will be at the 8th place, eventually the Bulls, but that matchup is even better for the Celtics. And let's say about my view on this situation. So the Celtics have had good teams for the like 4 or even 5 seasons, and I think their coach Joe Mazzulla isn't the caliber for the championship run, even though he's young, even though he has results. Like this team is the current Houston head coach team, and they play good, but they rely too much on the 3-point shot, and their bench is they have become better, but they lack defense, they lack playmaking. And I mean, the Celtics are awesome, but I don't know how it will be the players. I don't know how the playoff matchups will be towards them. I mean, they are good for several years, but they had their problems, and I think they will probably get to the conference finals, maybe the finals. But when they meet the Western contenders like Nuggets, even Lakers, Clippers, I think they will have big problems, and honestly, I don't see how the Celtics can manage to win the title, because it is too much variable how Porzingis' health will be. Will Al Horford be able to perform at a high level like he has for the previous years? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown's been improving, but I don't know if it's good. But even though I am Celtics fan, I don't have faith in the roster. I don't know why, but we'll see. I hope they can win the title, but I think they need improving. They lost 2 games to the Hawks like last week, and we will see how they will play if the Hawks get to the 8th seed. I mean, if we plan that the Celtics have the first seed, so yeah, that's my thought on the Celtics. The next we have the 2-seeded Milwaukee Bucks, and I don't have too many words to say. They have acquisition of Doc Rivers and Damian Lillard this offseason. I mean, the Doc Rivers came like 30 and something games, and their record could have been 15-15 when he got there. So I think they hadn't improved much drastically. They even lost Grayson Allen. They get some players like Jay Crowder and Payne, but their starting lineup has gotten older and their play isn't as good this season. Brook Lopez isn't playing so well. Chris Middleton is way worse than 3 and 4 years ago. Damian Lillard is playing decently, and it seems that he had different plans and he had problems with the Giannis problem, like it isn't his team. He was used to being the guy and had the ball almost on every attack in his hands, and this system and this type of play isn't for him. And I honestly think that Giannis and the crew will probably get screwed up in the semifinals, and I think like Celtics, Magic, Knicks, probably even the Cavaliers are better than them, and their record this season means nothing, and they kinda need to improve, or they won't have another chance at the title in recent years. So the next are the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they have had their problems this season, as Donovan Mitchell has been playing well. And they've been playing well for the last 2 seasons, but they hadn't been too much success. They lost last year. They lost to the Knicks, and I think they are improved from the last year, and they will probably win the first round for now. And their potential matchup will be the 6th seed. That would be probably the Heat or the Knicks. So the Knicks first round would probably be the most potential and fun matchup, and I think that they will lose to the Knicks, while with the Heat they will have their chances, but Jimmy Butler and the crew will probably get better as the playoffs get. We all know the Jimmy Butler and Michael Jordan comparison and playoff Jimmy. So that's the third potential matchup. Pacers and the Cavaliers. It's offense versus defense, and I don't know. The Pacers have been good this season, but they lack defense, and the game slows down, and the playoffs are even better this season. Tougher matchups, and I think the Cavaliers will advance to the second round. The 4th seed is the Magic, who have been quietly good this season, and Paolo Banchero is growing to one of the better players in the league, while Franz Wagner is also getting way better. And I think that with this style of play, they can actually get to the semifinals, even maybe to the finals, but I don't know, because they lack the offense, they lack the shooting, and they're quite a young team. So let's say about the potential matchups, it will probably be the Knicks or the Heat, depending, or even the Bucks, depending on the matchups. But I don't think they will go down even to the 6th seed. They will probably remain 4th, 5th, or maybe the 6th. So the matchups will be Knicks, Cavaliers, or the Bucks. Because of their size and their style of play, they will probably have the most chances against the Bucks. And Cavaliers, Knicks are kind of way older and experienced team. Bucks are also the more experienced team, but they will have more shot because of their size and physicality. And depending on the matchups, I don't know. I think that they can advance to the second round if they play good. But I don't think they don't have anything at the contender, and they need a few years to get to that spot. Now let's talk about the potential surprises and biggest upsets of the Eastern Conference. So that could be the Heat. I mean, their roster got waivers, and the Damian Lillard situation kinda screwed them up. So I don't know how the Heat does it, and every time they play kinda, just get to the playoffs or play-in, and we will see whoever that comes, we will beat them. I don't know if that tactic could work. They could work on some less experienced team, but I don't know, will they go through the Bucks or the Celtics, and I think that their situation isn't going any well. They need to bring the superstar next year because Jimmy Butler is getting older and he can do it all by himself. Hero is kinda getting better, but as we see, he has his injury problems, and the remaining Heat team is kinda role players except Adebayo. We don't know how Terozil will perform in the playoffs. We have his Celtics day, but we will see. I think that they can get to the conference semifinals. And now let's talk about the Knicks. So the Knicks, I think they will go to the maybe even the finals, depending on the matchups, the Julius Randle situation, and I wrote like few days ago that Julius Randle is gonna have a surgery and it will be potentially season-ending injury operation, and I think that it will improve their chances. And this is not the Julius Randle hate video, but I think that his play style and his way of playing is more like towards the shooting teams, like I don't know, let's say Warriors or Celtics, because Knicks I mean they bring some shooters in like Bogdanovic and OG Anunoby is a shooter, but DiVincenzo, but like Brunson is more of a floater and he needs his space and he likes to penetrate to the rack and go straight to the hoops. Hartenstein and I don't know how his name is. He also isn't a shooter, so the rack need to be empty. And OG Anunoby trade was exceptional, and Bogdanovic, they've been playing way better since the trade, and I think they will beat in the potential front rounds in the Magic or the Cavaliers, and the second round depending on, let's say, first two games, because if they steal a game 1 or 2, it will be good because they have good records at this state. And so this ends the East. So this now ends the East Conference. Now we'll get to the West. So at the West we have a three-way race between the Thunder, Timberwolves, and the Nuggets. So I think eventually, at the time of the recording of this video, the Nuggets lost to the Spurs at home. So they now have to win, of course, the last game. Thunder and Timberwolves needs to lose the rest games so they can be the first seed. And let's talk the potential matchups. So we have the Suns at the 7th spot, Lakers at 8, Kings at 9, and Warriors at 10. So in my opinion, probably the standings will be like this. The Lakers will get to the 8th spot, and I think the Nuggets will get to the 1st spot, and they will beat the Lakers because they don't have the size to pair the Jokic. LeBron is getting old. They cannot solve their two-man game between the Murray and Jokic. Nuggets lost some of their bench depth, and I think the series will be more closer to the in minor than the last season, because Lakers have a good bench but Nuggets don't, and maybe the Kings will get, and I think that will be the fun and the interesting series, but the Nuggets also will win it. And now let's talk about the second seed, which I think would be the Timberwolves. They would play against the Phoenix Suns, and that matchup would be great because Thunder last year, they probably was the best team who could match up the Nuggets, and now they are playing the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns have had their injuries and concerns this year, but I think they can solve some of it, and they have been playing better like second half of the season. And I think that realistically Timberwolves ain't too much experienced team, and I think that they play good with Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, and especially Anthony Edwards don't have too much playoff experience. I mean, Rudy does have it, but that isn't enough, and I think that this series will be won by the Suns. So at the third spot we now have the Thunder, and they will probably play against the Phoenix Suns, or maybe the Suns, depending on if the Suns win the second matchup. And I actually think that they play the Suns or the Timberwolves. So yeah, let's say that the Pelicans have the 6th seed, and that will be interesting matchup between the two opponent teams. Jalen has been playing good second half of the season, but the first was very bad. Herb Jones has been playing a lot better recently. Valanciunas also got his struggles, but they've been improving lately. And if you ask me, I think the Thunder will win the first, even maybe they will get to the finals. But I think when they get to the more experienced team like the Suns and the Nuggets, they will probably get beat down by them. And yeah, I think that this is win for the Thunder. Let's now get to the potential for probably most fun first round series, if you ask me. So the first round will be the Clippers versus the Mavericks. Like this is the 15th time the Luka play Clippers, and actually I think that Clippers are way better this year, and I think that they don't have too much luck playing against the Mavericks. And honestly, I think this year this is gonna be the Clippers year. They will be the Mavericks. Let me give my explanation. Dallas are a good team, but they lack the depth. They cannot take the physicality of the Clippers, and they have more experience. Kyrie, I mean, have some experience, but that's just the two players. Clippers have the bodies to throw on the Kyrie and Luka. I mean, Luka will get his 30-40 points, but Kyrie can be stopped if Leonard and Paul George playing well. Zubac will probably also get exposed by, I don't know how it's called, Derek Lively and Gafford. But I think that this series will kind of more rely on who have the bigger bench and the experience, and I like the Luka, but I think that if the first round matchup was a little different, that the income would be great, but they need to fix some of the issues next year if they want to go to the second round. And I think that this summarized the Western Conference, and I have taken a break between the last set recording of the Eastern Conference, so maybe the standings got a little replaced, and by the time of this video was being uploaded, probably the season will be over, which is tonight. So yeah, tell me your thoughts in the comment section, and feel free to subscribe.